Hello everybody, Chamar Guard Trooper 7 over here, coming to you guys with a deck tech, FNM deck. Uh, I'm sorry, I forgot to do an FNM deck and FNM results last week. Um, I went 3-2, topped 8, and lost against a black-red deck, black-red aggro, and I played Wolf Run. There's only some differences, a little bit difference with the main deck and a lot of difference with the sideboard. But here, let me try and focus this a little bit. Sorry about this. Alright, so start off with the land base. I run 10 basics. I run 5 forests and 5 mountain. I know some people go 6 mountain, 5 forest, but I cut one just to see how it feels. And then for your dual lands, I run 4 rootbound crag, like any other deck would, and 4 copperland gorge, like any other deck would. And then for your lands that you want to search with Primeval Titan, 2 Kessig Wolf Run. The only reason that this deck is called Wolf Run. And for an alternate win condition and a blocker, I run 4 Inkmoth Nexus like any other deck would. And with that 6 mountain, I replaced it with the Ghost Quarter because there's Moorland Haunt, there's other Kessig Wolf Runs, there's Inferno, uh, Moorland Haunt, Kessig Wolf Runs, other Ghost Quarters, other Inkmoth Nexuses. Uh, yeah, that's basically it. Like all the ones that are seeing play in standard right now, which do a big deal with uh with this deck because you don't want to slag storm with only one creature on the board, or pretty good. And then for your ramp spells, I run 4 rampant growths. Pretty self-explanatory why that card's in there. It's a ramp deck, and you're gonna want 4 rampant growths and 4 sphere of the suns. Now, if I could run 8 rampant growths, I would definitely do that. But sphere of the suns is good as well. Like if your mana screwed and the hand you have is really good, and you have a sphere of the suns over rampant growth, so this is really good. Um, sure, it only lasts for 3 turns if you use it, but sphere of the suns just gets your mana right away. For sweepers, I only run 4. I run 4 slag storm. I don't run weird flare because what's it called? I run a third ink moth, or I run a third Inferno Titan, but 4 slag storm seems to do the job here. Uh, yeah. And then for your spot removal and burn, I run 4 Galvanic Blast. Um, what can I say about it? Kibler obviously won with this. It's great with Metalcraft, and you know, if you're on the play or the draw, you get to, if they have a 1 drop, you get to kill the 1 drop, unless it's a Doom Traveler, because you don't want to do that. Yeah, Galvanic Blast is really good. It kills a hero if it has Inkmoth, um, or if it has a Metalcraft. Why do I keep saying Inkmoth? But yeah, Metalcraft. It kills a hero. It kills some other stuff. Flip Hunt Master, stuff like that. And then with the 2 damages, that's pretty good as well. And then for your miscellaneous, you're on 2 Green Sun Zenith. Um, search for your Titan, search for your bird, search for whatever stuff I have. Now to your creatures for your one-offs. Run a Birds of Paradise. Just in case you don't have that Rampant Growth or Sphere of the Suns, you can go with Birds of Paradise. I run Acidic Slime because, like I said, there's a lot of lands that you want to kill. There's a lot of O-rings that you want to kill, and there's some artifacts that you want to kill, like Shrine of Burning Rage has just done so much damage to me. It killed some Titans. Enchantments got rid of O-rings. Um, got rid of Honor of the Pures if you really needed it. Got rid of Curses if you needed to activate your Ink Moths. And the lands, it's just great against mirror match. And like I said, Moreland Haunts and other stuff like that. And then I ran a Thrun against control, and then if you don't really want to get a Titan out because you're afraid they might copy it, they can instead copy that and just like hold back your Titan and then play your Titan. But Thrun the Last Troll is really good. Um, I don't think they can deal with it, and if you have a Kessig on the board and they're not putting any pressure, you just win with Thrun. And then for your 4 drops, well, for your other ramp, I run 3 Solemn Simulacrum, because it ramps to your Titans, and it's good card draw, good card advantage, and it's a blocker as well. Really good card. Now for your Titans, I run four Primeval Titan, the main engine of the deck, and the main what I say scoop of the deck, because if you play a Primeval Titan and they have nothing on the board, they basically scoop unless they have an answer. And then I run 3 Inferno Titan. I run the third one over the Whip Flare because I have 2 Whip Flares on the sideboard, and I don't know, I just like 3 Inferno Titan. I felt that 6 Titans were a little bit, you know, were too little, and seven seems pretty good for me. And for the best card on the deck, as LSV would say, I run 4 Hunmaster of the Fells. Now, if you don't know what that is, let me grab it out really quick. But basically, Hunmaster of the Fells is a really good card. And if you can't read that, it says for a 2, a red and a green, it's a 2/2 creature human werewolf. Whenever he enters the battlefield or transforms, you get to put a 2/2 green wolf creature and you gain 2 life. And if you didn't cast any spells the last turn, your turn, it flips into a 4/4 trampler. Whenever it transforms to Ravager of the Fells, and it's called Ravager of the Fells, it's a 4/4 trampler. And whenever he flips, it deals 2 damage to target creature your opponent controls and 2 damage to them. So basically, what this card is, it's good if you draw too much ramp spells and no ramp spells at all. So you go turn 2, ramp and go turn 3, Hunmaster of the Fells, and then turn 4 don't do anything. Um, he's just great. He gets rid of Titans, or he gets rid of champions, gets rid of birds, gets rid of spirit tokens, and it's just basically a really good card. That's why it's $26 right now. I'm so glad I got my playset. So that's it for the main deck. For your sideboard, let me grab it out. Now I might change this, but this is how I like it right now. For your planeswalkers, I run a Karn. Only 1 Karn because I feel that Karn is really good in the metagame right now. And against control and mirror match and humans, if you really think if that humans is kind of slow and they board in their mana leaks, it makes them kind of more slow. But Karn Limiter is really good in the metagame right now. All of a sudden, like say they O-ring your Titan, and then you play Karn, and now all of a sudden you have two threats on the board, and if they can't deal with any of them, then they basically lose the game. And then I run 1 Garrick Primal Hunter against control and mirror match and whatever you feel like it. Pretty good. Draws you a bunch of cards. I actually won with this card against a red deck. I Garrick Primal Hunter that had a Primal Titan in play, and I drew 6 cards, and I drew an Ancient Grudge and killed their Shrine. So really good card. Only one of them. And then I run 2 Autumnsville for against control, and if you really want to think that mono black seems pretty good too. And then I run another Thrun against control and mirror match. I run a Batter Skull against red deck, any aggro deck basically. And if you equip it to an Ink Moth, they die 2 turns. And the life is pretty relevant as well. It's basically a recurring threat, because you're gonna have a lot of mana in play. So you can return it. You can attack, and if it dies, you can return it and then play it again. So it gains you a bunch of life, but it uses a lot of mana. But that's no problem because you're a big mana deck. And then you have a Ratchet Bomb because tokens, any aggro deck, and swords. Real good card. I only want to run off. I only run a one of because I just can't really find any room. And then, like I said, with the two whip flares against any aggro deck, doesn't matter if it's humans, doesn't matter if it's red deck. Um, the only aggro deck that you don't want to set it in is obviously Tempered Steel, but really good card as well. Yeah, can't really say anything. It's a sweeper, another sweeper. And then I run two Surgical Extraction. Um, Great card. Even though I don't have the black mana, I can pay for the two life, which is not really that relevant unless you're playing against a red deck or something like that, and you don't really want to play against red deck unless they get their shrines almost every game that you have, and they get their what's it called? And if they're playing Undying, it's really good against Undying, and really good card. Run a Beast Within because Surgical Extraction Beast Within just kill their stings, and they get a 3/3 beast, which is not really relevant, but yeah, pretty good card. And then I run two Naturalize and Ancient Grudge. Good cards overall. Um, just against any O-rings, against shrines, against swords, against ink moths if you really want to do that, and against spheres as well. So that was my deck, guys. This is once again this is Shamal. I got 7. Comment if you subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll tell you how I do